Hi, welcome to the Hyperfixated Fan. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Hunter.
Today we're talking about Buddy Daddies.
Buddy Daddies.
So I don't know if most of y'all have heard of this one or if this is like a new one, but I feel like it's a little niche, but I fucking love it.
It's so cute, guys.
I love it.
If you have seen Spy Family, think those vibes, but Hitmen.
Have you seen Spy Family?
I saw the first season, I think.
Okay, I haven't seen it at all. But
it's also very cute.
I'm like so stuck on this that I can't even watch Spy Family because I'm like, Spy Family won't even compare. Like, it's not going to be as good.
Look, it's different enough.
But it is different.
It's different enough that I don't think it'll conflict.
Okay.
But like, because I do recommend that. It's very, very cute.
If you like Spy Family, you'll fucking like this. I gotta say.
Yeah, it's very similar vibes. Premise of two hitmen accidentally adopt a little girl.
But from what you've told me about it, like, it's a bit more wholesome and like family focused, and then like the spy focused.
Honestly, it's a little less cringe than Spy Family because Spy Family involves a lot of like, all three of us have a secret to keep, so we're being in this family together to all hide our secret.
Oh, and
whereas
Buddy Daddies is like, we're keeping this one secret together.
Yeah, we all want to we're all a family here together.
Yeah.
For family reasons.
Yeah.
But the premise of like two, like, it's instead of it being a spy, an assassin, and a psychic daughter, it's two hitmen
and a normal
who killed a little girl's dad and now have adopted her.
Yeah.
So it's like, similar vibes, but also very different story.
And also, it's gay. So I like to explain it to people as well of like, okay, you've seen Spy Family? Yeah, this is gay Spy Family.
Very much could be.
It is. Actually, I think it like canon is because in the very end, like in the epilogue, like they're both wearing wedding rings.
Were they?
Yeah, they are.
Good lord, I missed that on my rewatch.
Yeah. So, love it.
Kasky, what were you doing out with those women?
If you haven't seen this, you need to watch this. Like, you need to press play. It's only
so
like 12
cute.
episodes.
It's only 12 episodes,
so
yeah.
it's like worth the 12 episode watch. Like, it's so good.
It's so cute.
It's so good.
It's
like,
so silly.
I watched this because one of my friends recommended it to me, and she's also the same friend that recommended me to watch Trigun, and I did not like Trigun.
I'm still so wounded by that. I'm so obsessed with Trigun.
Yeah, I'm just not like a big space sci-fi Western person.
And that's all it is. It's space and it's Western.
Yeah, but like this recommendation hit. Like, I love like the found family. I love the accidental baby acquisition trope.
And I normally don't, which is why this is so funny. But Rachel got me to watch it, and I adore it.
This show sets off my baby fever, like, insane. Girl! I don't know if you know this about me, but sometimes, like, I get baby fever really bad of, like, man, I want a kid so bad. Like, it will periodically come in waves, and I definitely want to have a kid at some point. But this show, like, sets it off really bad, because they have really cute domestic, like, taking care of her, like, moments, and they're definitely, like, thrown into this, and they're trying their best to, like, be parents, and it's like, oh my god, I love this.
It's very
it's like,
cute.
I want this. Like, it's so cute. It's so cute.
It's absolutely precious.
It's also an original anime, so it doesn't have a manga.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like Yuri on Ice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's really good. Buddy Daddies is the name. It doesn't have like a Japanese name, so it's easy to find.
It's cute.
It's very cute. The song is amazing. The
music in the show is a bop. Both opening and closing credits songs are great. I've added them to my anime playlist.
They're definitely on my playlist, and I rock out to them all the time. Like, so good. And even like the lyrics of the intro song is like something like, can I be loved? Like, is it enough to be loved? And like, can I find love? Cute. And that's like a great theme for like all three of them going on.
Then I think the closing credits are like wrapped around your finger.
Yeah, so it's like
so
they're
cute.
in love.
It's precious.
So the show, so the parents, the hitmen, are Kazuki and Rei. And then the kid is Miri. And so it's all about,
so cute. She's 4 years old.
Yeah, it's all about the parent relationship and, like, family relationship between them, but it's also about Kazuki and Rei's relationship as well, and that's really good, I think. So,
and finding out if you can change as a person.
Yeah. And, like, experiencing love also, just in any form, because both of them hadn't really had that before, so...
No. Well...
Kazuki did, but Rei definitely didn't.
Rei super did not.
And Kazuki only did for like a short period of time.
Yeah. Loved and lost.
Yeah.
So can you love again?
Yes,
I guess
exactly.
Is more his question.
Yeah, that is his question. And that's also a really good like lesson of like, yes, it is possible, like you can love again, like after you lose it. That's a great message.
It's so sweet.
It's great.
I'll do my quick rundown on voice actors because, like, you know me, that's one of my favorite things. It's a really bad habit. Me and my roommate will be like watching any anime, any show, and I'll just be like, hey, did you know this guy was in this? Did you know this is the same voice actor as this? And I probably drive her crazy. But so I did watch, this was my first time watching it as the dub, was my rewatch for this. Because I watched it with subs with Rachel.
I like the sub.
And I think the dub was good. It was a bit jarring just because I was used to the subs and how they like said certain things. Like in the subs, it's Kazuki Papa and it's Rei Papa, and like that's how they're addressed. It's Kazuki Papa and Rei Papa. But in the dubs, it's Papa Rei, Papa Kazuki, and I was like, You're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong. It's Kazuki Papa. It's Rei Papa. But that doesn't matter. Anyway, so oh my god, did I not actually put their names down? I put down their roles, but I did not put their names.
Yeah, the Rei is Todoroki, right?
Yeah, the voice of Rei is the same as the voice for Todoroki in My Hero.
Todoroki Shoto.
Wolfwood in Trigun Stampede. Lestrade in Moriarty the Patriot.
Okay.
And Kindaichi in Haikyuu.
Okay.
Kazuki is the same as Enmu or Lower Moon 1 in Demon Slayer, the dream guy.
Okay.
And Noritoshi Kamo in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Noritoshi!
Me? What? Poor boy. Bless his heart. Miri's voice is the same as Suma, who's one of Uzui's wives in Demon Slayer. Young Hawks in My Hero, and
Baby Hawks
and Sawatari in Chainsaw Man.
Cool.
And then Q, or Kyutaro, is the voice of Leopold Vermilion in Black Clover, the voice of Monoma in My Hero Academia, and Millions Knives in Trigun Stampede.
Oh, Knives.
He's Knives and Wolfwood in the same show.
Wow.
God, I fucking love Q. Anyway, that's a rundown. I cannot believe I didn't actually put down anyone's names and just the roles they were in. I'm so sorry.
It's whatever.
But, those are some other roles that they've played, just so you get a vibe. It's so funny when I realized I was listening to, like, Rei talk, and I was like, I know that voice.
Yeah, I've heard that voice before.
Because it's Todoroki, which I didn't realize Todoroki and Wolfwood were the same guy. But
great range for that guy.
Yeah, truly. And I was like, okay, Todoroki. And then I was like, oh my god, Todoroki and Rei are the same person. I mean, in some ways they are vastly different, but in many others I was like, oh, this is the same man. You've been typecast, my boy.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like, no, he did a fantastic job as Rei. Anyway, so that's my rundown of voice actors.
But as we're talking about them, like, we'll talk about the characters. So, first of all, I love all of them.
They're all so good.
So Rei is, like, the son of, like, this mafia boss, basically.
Yeah. He's the head of the organization.
Yeah, like, this hitman organization. Like, Rei is the son and, like, the heir, technically. And because of that, he's been, like, trained, like, as a soldier his whole life, so he never got, like, affection or love or anything.
Yeah, he can't even call his dad, like, dad or father. It's just boss.
And so he spends his time, like, playing video games and smoking, basically.
Yeah, he left his, like, he left the, like, house and his father's side for, like, a couple of years just to, like, get rebellion out of his system, I guess. And so he just lives in this, like, really nice apartment and just, like, only lives on his couch and sleeps in his bathtub.
Yeah, the trauma leads you to sleep in your bathtub.
Yeah, and only plays video games. He's very good at his video games, but like that's it. And he's surrounded by like trash and the poor man.
Yeah, enter Kazuki, who Rei, like, who kind of like follows Rei home one day, like
Yeah, they get introduced by Q, who like gives them their jobs.
An assignment together.
Yeah, and then he's just
Kazuki's like, damn, bitch, you live like this.
Yeah, for real. And he just like moves in.
He like literally like cleans up after him, like cooks food, and like he's like full on wife mode. Like,
man was born to be a house husband.
Yeah, it was great. So that's like how it starts off. Their relationship is like good, like they're friends, and they're like their relationship is growing, like they're caring about each other.
Yeah.
And then they meet Miri, who's like 4, I think she's 4. Yeah.
They meet her in an elevator on the way up to go kill a man.
Yeah. Because, like, Miri is, like, searching for her birth father, who is a total asshole.
Yeah, he's, like, some terrible rich man.
Guy. But that guy is also who, like, Rei and Katsuki are gonna kill, because, like, someone wants him dead, obviously.
Yeah, because he's just, like, a really shitty guy.
Yeah. But Miri is, like, so cute. She is so cute, and she's, like, really excited about things, and she just wants to have, like, a good parent.
I do want to say, when they meet her, they are... Kazuki is dressed like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh,
Santa!
my God, Santa, can I tell you that what I want for Christmas is to meet my papa?
Dad.
And they're like, oh, neat.
I'm about to kill him.
We're gonna go kill a man. And they're like, oh shit, that was your papa. No, it wasn't. I'm your papa.
I'm your papa now.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And now they have a little girl. And I think my favorite thing about that is that, like, earlier in this episode, again, this is still episode 1, Rei brought home a stray cat.
Yeah.
And Katsuki gets home and is like, why do we have a cat?
We can't have a cat.
We cannot have a cat. We do not have the time to take care of a cat.
Yeah, we can't take care of something.
And, like gets rid of the cat. And then now we've brought home a child.
A
and Rei just gives him the dirtiest look.
He's
and it's
like, I had to get rid of my cat.
I can't have a cat, but you can have a child?
Yeah.
And it's just...
Kazuki's like, listen.
He's like, that's a whole different thing. Shut up.
It's so real, though.
It's so great. They're so silly. Rei was so mad. He's like, why can't I have my cat?
Yeah, they definitely deserve... He deserves to have a cat now.
Oh, I really hope they have a cat.
But
or,
it's
like,
definitely
4.
like Katsuki has his own issues because like his past is like he was like engaged or married or something.
Yeah, I want to say married, but I don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure. And then his partner like was pregnant and she was about to have like their kid, but then like she tragically like died. So he is like seeing a kid and is like, I have to take care of this kid. Like,
yep.
I was meant to be a dad. Like I need to
fully imprinted on this girl.
Yeah.
He also, like, tries to send half of every paycheck to his
sister-in-law, basically.
Yeah. And she doesn't take them.
No, she's like, I don't want the money. I want to know you're okay.
Yeah, it's just like, if you could, like, text me back, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I want to know that you're, like, okay.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Q,
not.
just send her money.
I'm not.
I'm super not. Q, just send her the money.
And
Q's like, she doesn't take it. It's just living in my drawer at a cafe.
Yeah.
I have so much cash in this drawer.
Yeah.
Please take it from me. Oh my god. They're both in a really bad place.
Yeah, but the whole show is about, like, them getting to a better place with their own stuff and then getting to a better place as a family. Like, learning how to be a family together. And it's so good.
It's so good. They're like...
It's so good.
It's so funny.
It's really funny.
And then, so, we've mentioned Q a few times. Q is their, like, main contact.
Yeah.
He, like, runs this cafe. Like, truly just, like, a coffee shop. And is, when you first meet him, like, a handful of times, he seems, like, very cold. Or just very serious. Very, like, serious. Business. So they come in and he's like, here's your job. Here's your money. And, I think Katsuki always gets, like, a coffee or something, and Rei always gets this, like, fruity little something. It's, like, always, like, bright orange or bright red. Just, like, he's just, like, something fruity.
Yes.
And Q is always just, like, here's what you do. Don't fuck it up. You fucked it up again. I'm gonna cover for you this time, but don't do it again.
Yeah.
And he's just, like, very all business. And then at one point, they're like, we have picked up a child of one of our targets. We cannot let Q know that we have an additional distraction.
Yeah, they're trying to, like,
keep
the kid from him, but he's, like, new. Like,
he's like, they're asking a lot of questions about the target and his family history. That's odd.
Yeah.
And then they, like, show up one day, they, like, lost Miri, and Miri ends up in the cafe.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, hi, Miri. Don't worry, Q. We're just babysitting. And he's like, all right, well, would your jobs be easier? The work I assigned you, would that be easier if the child were out of the picture. And they're like,
no!
What do you mean by that? Would it be better if I took care of her for you? And they're like, you really need to be more specific about that, Q. Yeah. And he's like, she can stay in the cafe while you do your work. He's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Hey, Mary, don't say anything about us being your papas. Don't say the word papas. Don't do it. And she's like, okay. And then she almost says it like 40 times.
Yeah, it's so funny.
She doesn't, but it comes real close.
But she draws like a picture of them as a family.
Yeah, she's like, I have to talk about about Koski and Ray's jobs for my daycare. And he's like, weird. Anyway, I'll tell you what their jobs are.
He's like fucking with them.
And he's like, Koski is a stand-up comedian.
But he's bad at it.
And he's really bad. Ray is an oil baron. And so when she presents at her daycare, that's what they are. And he's like, hey, anyway, when are you going to tell me that you adopted a child?
Yeah.
I'm going to help you cover this, but like...
Don't fuck
it up. And then he's just like really nice and sweet to Miri and just like such a dick to the boys. I love Q so much. Yeah. He's my favorite.
He has cherry energy.
He does. I love him. He's just such an asshole.
But something about that picture that she drew of them, like in their jobs, the subtext is like a bride and a groom.
Yeah, the oil bear definitely looks like
because the oil bear is in white, like a white dress, and like a veil. Kazuki is like in a suit, so it's like the subtext is there. Like they're really pushing that, and I appreciate it. I like that.
It's cute. Yeah, and like when she does her little presentation at the daycare, like all the parents are there to learn, like see the presentation.
It's so funny. All the moms are gossiping about
like, I thought they were together. What do you mean an oil baron? That sounds wealthy. Yeah. Oh my god, these hot dads.
It's so funny. It's like they're like the rich gay fathers.
And Koski like always like they'd have a field day episode, and Koski cooks up like a huge lunch for the kids, and they're all like, oh my god. Do you see what he cooked? Oh my god, that looks amazing. Yeah. Did you see how much food he cooked? That looks so good. Yeah. Like, we need to sit closer to them.
Right.
And then, like, Ray cooked one single thing. And
but it was very
little
sweet.
Rice balls, and the fillings are all, like...
sweet things.
Miri's favorite, like, sweet foods. Like, some's got, like, strawberry jelly, and some has, like, chocolate Cheerios and stuff like that. And she's like, oh my god, it's all my favorite foods! And it's just like...
Papa Ray, thank you!
You cooked and it was good! I'm so proud of you!
Yeah, they're so cute.
And he, like, smiled.
Yes!
He smiled. Ray doesn't smile, is the thing. Ray doesn't know how to smile, and he slowly learns over the course of the series.
Very sweet.
It's so precious! Every time he smiles, it just lights up my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very... And then, like, the moment where, Miri was, like, lost, and then Ray, like, comes across her, like, talking to police officers, and he, like, kind of claims her, because this is around the time when he's like, no, like, this is Kazuki's kid, like, I'm just here. But it's like, no, like, you are also my child now. Like,
yeah. It was when they were, like, going to take Miri back to her mom, because they finally figured out who she was, and Kazuki's in talking with her, and realizing that she's, like, a shit mom.
Yeah.
Which, like... her whole deal is like very complicated.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, it's a whole bad situation. But Kazuki's in dealing with that, and Ray's talking with Miri, and he's like, "I'm not your papa." He's been like very insistent the whole time. Like, he's like, "I'm not your papa.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
just
been calling him like Uncle Ray."
Yeah. And then they somehow get separated. She ends up near some police, and they're like, "Do you know where your like parent is?" And she's like, no. And they're like, do you know where you live? And she's like, no. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to take you back to the station. She's like, no. And like starts like throwing a big fit.
Yeah.
And Ray sees this, and he's like, I cannot go near the police. This is bad.
Yeah, because he's like a criminal.
Yeah, because he's a hitman.
Yeah.
And finally, and
but then like she sees him and calls out to him.
Yeah, so he's like, okay. And he like goes up, and he's like, hi, this is I need to have her.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you her guardian? He's like, no. And they're like,
friend of the family?
He's like, no. And they're like, okay, then who are you to her? And he's like, I'm her papa. And she's like, oh, papa. Ray papa. And like, it's so cute.
It was so cute.
He embraced her and called her papa.
Yeah, and then he'll like carry her around after that.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. I love it so much.
It's just so precious.
It is so precious.
So
it tugs on my heartstrings. Like, it's so sweet that it, like, makes me want to cry.
God, yeah. There are just so many, like, really good...
heartwarming
moments.
It's so good.
It's...
I love it. And, like, when they get her into, like, preschool, I think is what it is, like, they stay up all night, like, making sure she has all of her things for preschool, and that is so sweet to me.
Yeah, they go on, like, a huge shopping trip, and they have to come back and, like, put her name in everything and sew her name into everything, and, like, it takes all night long, and they're so tired, but she's so happy.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
And then they realized that there was, like, a store they could have gone that, like, everything was, like
Walmart.
pre-sewn, and everything was, like, cheap and good to go.
And they were like, oh my god,
this would have been so much easier.
They have no idea how to be parents. It's so funny.
They're learning.
They're learning. It's cute. And then, like, Kazuki, like, buys them all, like, super fancy clothes, pulls up to the preschool, and it's like, we're about to be, like, the cuntiest family in this preschool.
And they are.
They are. It's really funny, but...
And then, like, poor Miri has, like, no one who will play with her because they're afraid to get her clothes all dirty.
Yeah.
And so then they have to go to the Walmart store to get, like,
normal
clothes so she can play with all her friends.
It's very cute.
It's
talk about the preschool, like, damn, the preschool situation just in Japan is so much different than America because it's like public, like you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, and you do have to like go through the government office to get enrolled.
But that's like a whole different process than it is here because like here in the US it's like you don't go through the government at all. It's like wherever you can get in and you have to pay like insane amounts of money for it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, if only we had like public preschool here, like
God, that would be nice. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But and then the teacher, Miss Anna's
great. I love her.
So sweet.
I love her so much.
She's just like truly the nicest person in the world and just like so encouraging. Even when like Koski shows up and it's just like, "Hi, what do I do?" Ever. Yeah. And she's just like, "Oh, well, you know, here's normal parent fears and here's how we handle that." Yeah. And like we think Miri might have gotten into a fight, but I'm still working out the details of what happened, and I'll write them in her journal, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm a panicking father now. And she's like, again, this is a normal situation, and here's what's happening. And blah, 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 blah. And she's just, like, so chill about literally everything.
It's also really funny when they first start the journal, Kazuki, like, writes about his day. It was like, oh, like, it was so hard, like, getting up this morning and, like, taking care of Miri. And then Miss Anna reads that. She's like, you're supposed to write about your kid's day.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a record for the kids.
Like,
but this
I'm glad you're like doing something therapeutic, but
yeah, she's like, this is also normal. This is not surprising to me, but just so you know, this is intended to be a record for your children. Yeah. And he's like, and
sorry.
She's like, again, super normal.
So funny.
She's just such a sweetie.
She's great. I love her.
And then like, Miri's got her like her besties at the school.
Yeah.
She's Kotari, Hinata, and Taiga, her, like, frenemy.
Yeah. When they go to the zoo, that's so cute.
It's so cute. They have, so like, good. She, like, gets lost with her friends and her frenemy. And
they share lunch.
They share a lunch, but only after, like, almost being beat up by a grown man.
Yeah.
Who, like, tried to steal lunches, and Miri was like, you have to go buy those. They have to beep them.
Yeah, they gotta beep it.
I have to, like, leave me alone, I'm leaving. And she's like, no, but you have to beep the food. Once it beeps, then you can take it. And he's like, get out of my way. And she's like, no, you have to beep it. And then, like, the store owner gets back, and he's like, oh, hi, did you want to buy those? Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Fuck, I guess not.
He's like, no, I'm gonna leave now. And this man gets so mad at a toddler for, so like, funny. Trying to get him to pay for food that he tries to, like, steal their food.
It's really funny.
It's like, sir, you're a grown-ass man. Why are you, like, stealing food at the zoo?
Why do you have beef with the toddler?
It's, like, the stupidest thing. But yeah, Ray and Taiga bond over, like, or not Ray, Miri and Taiga bond over Ray's ability to play Mario Kart. Sorry, Mario Kart, I think is what they call it. It's so funny.
It's so cute. It's great. I love it so much. Just the whole thing.
The whole show. It's just got so many good, silly things in it. Even their missions are so completely non-serious. Like, we only see, like, a couple of, like, their Hitman bits. The first one you see is actually, like, super cool. Like, we see...
Like, in the opening?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
really good. We see, like,
good.
Ray on a motorcycle doing 6 stunts. We see, like, Kazuki undercover as the chauffeur to make sure the target gets where they need him for interrogation. Mm-hmm. and like we're like, oh, these guys are like professionals, they're good at what they do, and then they get interrupted by a phone call from the daycare where
it's like,
hi, we think Miri is like sniffly and has a bit of a cough, do you want to like come get her? And they like immediately lose all decorum for the job, and like
it's like, I told you she was sick.
I told you, did you check her temperature? Like, what are you doing? And
like turn into a married couple at that point.
And then they just like kill the man. Like they're like, we're in the middle of something. Oh my god! And just like shoot him. But then, like, their next,
I love that dynamic, by the way.
It's so funny. They're so good.
It's like you're trying to be, like, a super serious criminal, and then it's like you turn into a bickering married couple.
It's so good. You just let the image slip, and it's like, I'm actually a hot mess.
And then it's so funny, because the guy they're gonna kill is just watching this. Like, can I leave now? And they're like, no, and they kill him.
You're dead.
It's great.
And then the next mission, they like dress up as Santa and deliver a cake to a party.
That's the one where they're killing Mary's dad.
Yeah, and then like the next one we see, there's this like long, complicated plan to sneak into a gang's house to screw up their surveillance equipment and alarm systems.
Yeah.
And Ray is like just his backup set up as like a sniper on like near their escape route to the boat, and he's gonna pick people off from there, and it's like overly complicated and nothing, and then like it all gets messed up because they had to bring Miri, and she was gonna stay in the van, but then she had to go potty, so she just like went to the criminal's house.
They didn't have a babysitter at that point.
Yeah, there was no daycare yet, and
like before they had just left her at home, like with a few snacks with the TV on, like, okay, have fun.
And she wasn't
they
taking that
figured out
anymore.
They couldn't do that.
Yeah, so now
she destroyed their house.
Yeah, so now she's in like a mafia or a gang house, and she's like, hi, I have to go potty. And so they just are like, why is this 4-year-old here? All right, come go potty. And then like catches Kazuki sneaking around. Is like, hi, Papa.
Kazuki, Papa.
And sets everything off. And then the thing about that one though, the thing that gets me especially with that one is that like Ray leaves his vantage point. He like takes 2 shots, leaves his vantage point, and starts walking across the field with his sniper rifle to kill more. That's not how you use a sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's not.
Ray, you can't shoot people with sniper rifle that way.
Yeah. You have to have it on the surface.
Why didn't you stay at your vantage point and let them come to you?
Yeah.
Anyway, their missions are so silly. And then, of course, they, like, storm Ray's father's house
at
the end, which is, like...
That's a good moment.
That one's
for
good.
Sure, because it's like,
good.
I'm taking back my individuality, and I'm gonna do what I want. I'm not gonna do what you want.
Exactly. He does shoot his own arm.
Which, in reality, like, shouldn't be enough to let the dad let him go, but it's like, oh, like, I can't shoot anymore or something.
It's like, you super can, bud.
You super can, but okay.
Unless he, like, fully shattered the bone there, you still can shoot.
Yeah, you can get physical therapy, but whatever.
Like, whatever. It's symbolic, I guess.
Yeah.
I just feel like that was absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah. But post-canon, I have heard, like... Because it doesn't have a manga, but I've heard, like, the artist or whoever has, like, put out art about, like, Ray's dad, like, being a good grandfather to Miri.
Fascinating.
So they, like, get better, I guess, is what
I would not allow that man near my child.
I mean, me neither, but it's a bit of hope of, like, okay, like, he's kind of... like gotten over himself a bit, like he wants a relationship with his grandkids, so
well, at least there's that, I guess.
I appreciate that change in priorities for sure. Still not a great dude, but
yeah, but you know, hope.
Yeah,
we can hope.
Yeah,
that's wild. What
that
a wild
is so
concept.
good. And it's like they're co-parenting Miri, like they're in a relationship, like being parents, and that's very nice. It's like, oh, love it, because they don't really talk about their relationship very much. It is very much up to interpretation. They do give little hints, like the wedding rings at the end and stuff like that.
I'll go back and look for that.
Yeah, it's very like up to you. Like it's very much implied that they're like romantically together, but a lot of people think they have like a QPR or something.
Yeah, that's kind of how I read it.
Yeah, which is still like a very nice representation.
Yeah, I definitely kind of read it more as a sort of QPR co-parenting, more than a romantic. But like they refer to each other as partners regularly, like more than just like a business partner. Yeah, for sure. They're partners in this. They're partners in raising Mary, partners in like in life. So I
It's very sweet.
Yeah,
it's like
I love their
this
relationship.
is my life partner. Like,
yeah, we've signed up for this together. We're raising a child.
Yeah.
So I think it's
because like they quit their hitman jobs at the end.
They do. They fully do, and they open a restaurant.
Yeah, so like they don't have any business stuff tying them anymore, but they like build a life together, and it's it's so good.
That's great. And I really want to know if Q quits.
I feel like he probably does. I don't know.
Like he definitely like betrayed the company.
Yeah.
And we do see a picture of him in the like corkboard picture slide or whatever, like
at the end.
At their restaurant.
Yeah, their restaurant.
With a cup of coffee. So like he at the very least is still in contact with them.
Yeah.
So
Uncle Q.
So I wonder if he also quit or if he's still in the business doing his part. Because I don't think he disliked his job.
No.
And he seemed fine with it. He seemed to kind of enjoy
Maybe
the work.
Maybe he's just working for like another like mafia or something.
That's possible.
I could see that for sure. Yeah. Or he like works for the CIA of Japan now or something. Like he went like government level like intelligence.
You deserve better than that, Q. Don't do that to yourself.
That's very true.
Don't do it.
Don't
go
know.
government.
We don't know.
God, he's just great.
Yeah.
Maybe he just turned his cafe into like a genuine cafe. Because he seemed to like that part as well. He's very good at customer service.
Yeah, for sure.
Watching him interact with Miri the day he was like babysitting her was just cute. Like it's so cute. He was like so sweet. He's like, I'm gonna make you a drink, and he made it like really fancy with like muddled strawberries and like whipped cream and stuff, and made it special for her. And it was like, he called her Princess Miri, and he was just like so sweet to her.
Definitely a good uncle.
Yeah, he's just like when he's not being like a hitman job distributor, he's just like a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah,
he's just like a sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes he has to like, hand out assassination jobs.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yes, you do. Yeah, for sure. As a side hustle.
As a side hustle. Sometimes you just gotta bring in those extra bucks. I adore it.
I love it so much. It's so good. I like everything about it. The only thing I don't really like is when Kazuki, like, gets, like, worried that, like, Miri's gonna, like, grow up and like get like married or something.
Yeah,
I'm like, you don't need to like adultify your 4-year-old daughter yet.
You've been her father for like 2 months.
But like, please calm down.
God, yeah.
Please calm down.
He overreacts out like literally everything.
He almost had a panic attack when they lost her. Like he was like, we need to go to the cops, and Ray's like, we literally cannot go to the cops.
We can't do that. We are hitmen.
Yeah, it's so funny.
God, he like it's so funny. Sometimes when he panics, it's like super funny. Like they were watching a news segment on some like criminal or whatever.
Yeah,
and they're like, you blame the parenting, and he's like, are we leading her astray? It's like, you've been her father for 2 months.
Yeah, you need to chill.
I don't think
you
so.
Need to chill.
I think you're fine.
Yeah. It's great.
So whatever.
Another moment I really like is that first time that they left Miri alone and she like destroyed their house. They came back to her like playing hide and seek by herself, which is like so sad. So sad. Because she's like, they left, like I'm hiding from them, like they're gonna find me. I'm like, they deserve death for this. Okay. But when she was hiding, like they're like, where are you? And she's like, here. And then she like whips out a gun. She whips out a gun that she found because they're hitmen. They have guns in their house. And then Kazuki's like, oh my god. And then Ray's
just like, I don't hide it loaded.
Yeah, and it's so funny. She's like literally like a 4-year-old pointing this gun. And it reminds me of that meme of like, oh, what do you got there? It's like, a gun! No!
God, Ray, and it's so funny because like Kazuki immediately panics and Ray is just like, I don't leave him loaded.
Yeah, like Ray is like
why are you
chill
scared?
out, I'm not stupid. Like, is
like, come
so
on,
funny.
idiot.
It is so funny.
It's so funny.
But it's like also something I like about the show is how realistic they make raising a child.
God, yeah, it's actually pretty spot on.
It's very messy. Like, shit is insane. Like, they don't get any sleep. Like, there's mess everywhere. Like,
and Ray certainly doesn't help with that because he's just as bad. He's another child in the house.
Yeah, and
he improves, he's just as bad.
And then like talking to her as well, like she's not a mini adult, she's literally a kid. Like she doesn't understand what they're talking about sometimes, or like she gets really upset like if Kazuki is like trying to have a like full on conversation with her and she wants to do something else. Like I like that too because I feel like sometimes in anime they just like adultify the kids
or make them way too young.
Yeah,
it's like impossible to
do anything. Yeah, so I think this is really realistic and good.
Yeah, God, that's a problem that I think pervades just about every medium.
Yeah.
You see it especially in fanfic, where they're like, here is my 4-year-old. They speak like they're 12.
Yeah.
Or here is my 4-year-old. They sound like an infant. And it's like, a 4-year-old can hold a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it may ramble into nonsense, but it's a conversation.
Yeah.
It just like, children have brains and they use them.
They do use them. They're like little sponges. Like their brains are going a mile a minute because they're still developing. You know, like they do a bunch of shit. Like
exactly.
That's why their attention span is like all over the place because they're soaking up everything.
And 4-year-olds are like especially like right on that peak of like actual like conversation that like can hold a topic,
but not yet, you know, not fully.
It's like just on the cusp. So it's like you can hold the conversation but it will not last long.
Yes, exactly. So. And like they can retain information too at that point. Like they can remember things but like maybe not everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
it's really good representation.
It's I adore it.
I love it so much. There's so many good like fan art and fanfic of it. Like it's amazing. Like, you can't make fanfic, I think, for this that is, like, better accidental, like, baby acquisition found family. Like, the show is really good in just, like, the family dynamics, but there is a lot of good fanfic about, like, Rei and Kazuki's relationship, for sure.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
That's what most of it is, really. Which is nice.
Yeah. I think we should talk about Miri's mom.
Okay.
Because she's definitely worth talking about.
Yeah.
She's
very human as well.
Yes. She's a very like complicated person. When you first meet her, I think like the gut reaction is just like, what a shitty person.
But it's like people get in these situations that make them this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're still responsible for your actions, but when you're out of that situation, you can shift and change.
Because when you like first meet her, she is like she's clearly already been like drinking. It's like still pretty early in the day.
Yeah, she's an alcoholic.
She is in an abusive, like physically abusive relationship. Yeah, probably emotionally abusive as well. And she's very much like, I don't care about Miri. I want her like out of my life. That's why I sent her to her dad. It's not my problem anymore. Yeah, like she was like, this kid is so much work. Like I don't even like her, sort of thing. Very dismissive of Miri and her well-being. I like to think that when she sent Miri away, it was an attempt to save her from the situation she was in. And was like hoping that she would do better. Yeah. At her dad's. Because like usually if you're in an abusive relationship, like you have a low self-esteem of like you don't think like you're a good parent, you know? Yeah. So I think she definitely did because of that. And it's like it might have been better to not send your 4-year-old on a long train ride all by herself. But like you were getting her out of this like very bad situation here with like this physically abusive man. Yeah. And your dangerous, your inability to parent. Yeah. You know? So it's like a very much a tricky situation. Yeah. Kind of a lose-lose, but she was not in a place to parent at that time. Yeah. So it's, you know, I think there's good and bad to it. And then we like don't see her. Like Rei and Kazuki are like, okay, our daughter now. She's ours. We're not giving her back. Yep. And then she shows up again much later. Yeah. Like I guess we're not really sure. Close to a year later. Yeah, it is about a year later. She is in much better condition. I think she's out of that relationship. She is, but she's also like, yeah, she's like very much cleaned herself up and also has recently had like surgery for throat cancer.
Yeah, she has throat cancer. Probably because of smoking.
Yeah, I think she said it was.
Yeah.
And like, she's
reevaluating her priorities.
Yeah, and she's like, I want to spend my time with my daughter, and I want to try to make a place that she would be safe in, and I want to, do better for her and be a family again. And admittedly, she goes about some of it the wrong way, in that she's like, I know what you guys do for a living, and that's not a safe place for a child, and I'm willing to go to the police about it. So she does,
like, wow, fuck you.
They're like, look, you were really shitty to your daughter and like put her in a dangerous position. She's like, yeah, but y'all are hitmen, and I'm her actual legal, like, biological mother. So like, who do you think is going to win in this situation? It's like, okay, we could have come to a peaceful solution here, and you just threw that out the door. And Miri goes with her, not that like they leave it up to her, or that like the 4-year-old made the choice, but like they give Miri back to her mother, and it's like tragic, but it's also just like good. It's good to see that the mom is in like a better place.
Yeah, for sure.
I cannot for the life of me remember her name.
I don't know her name,
but like it's good to see that she has improved and that she wants to be around Miri, and is very clearly doing what she can. Like that she makes Hamburg steak, Miri's very favorite food. The best thing her mom cooked.
The fucking Walmart, like.
But she, like, makes it homemade.
Yeah.
When she gets there, she's like, I tried making it differently. I made it homemade for you. And, like, she's very clearly putting in the effort to make, like, a good home and showing that she's putting in the effort.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, I feel, like, so much for her. Yeah. And how much she's putting into it. And Miri's just like, cool, winter papa's coming.
Yeah.
She's like, I love you, and I love being here with you, but like, I also, where are my papas?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't think we're gonna see them again. And until a hit goes out on.
Until some shit happens.
The mom to punish Ray.
Yeah.
For finding a happy life.
Yeah.
Outside of the business.
Yeah.
So it is a shame that she fully gets fridged.
Yeah.
Just so that the boys can have their daughter again, but like.
They should have just, like, shared custody.
Right? Like, why couldn't that be an option?
Yeah, like, and, like, it would have been fine that way.
Yeah, but...
Whatever. About this situation, while you were talking, I was thinking of, like, I do kind of like the mom's redemption arc. Not, like, redemption, but, like, the effort she's putting in to, like, do better.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm comparing that in my brain to, like, Endeavor, and, like, how he, like, also was horrible, and now apparently is, like, trying to be better. And I was like, why is it different? Because I fully just hate Endeavor. I'm like, he will not be redeemed in my eyes, and I'm like, why is that? And I think it's because, like, from what I've seen on, like, what I've watched of the anime, because I haven't read all the manga, so I don't know everything, but from my, like, view, Endeavor isn't really, like, doing anything different. He just is like, oh, like, I'm gonna be nice to you now, like, you should, like, forgive me, sort of thing. Like, I don't really think he's doing anything different. Like, he... maybe is trying to spend time to get to know his kids, but it's not like he's, like, making them dinner or, like, taking them out to activities or things like that. Like, he's just like, I know that was bad and I apologize and, like, can we be friends now? Sort of thing.
So I will throw an argument out for his sake. The thing is he's not expecting forgiveness. Okay. He's not going to any effort to make them forgive because he doesn't anticipate ever getting forgiveness. He goes, you don't have to forgive me because I know what I did is unforgivable. I will work with you and I will teach you in any way that I can. And I will do my best to move forward from this with you in making better moves from here on out. But I don't expect you to forgive me, and I don't expect us to be a happy family because I know what I did. Okay. So I will tell you that. I haven't really
gotten that yet from what I've seen. I haven't watched all of it.
We've seen, like, little bits of it. We see that he is, like, making an effort to do better from here. Okay. But he is not ever expecting a, like, happy family. Okay. At least from what it's been a minute since I've watched the most recent season, and I have not read the manga up to this point. But, like, yeah, he is not attempting to make a happy family again, like Miri's mom is. He is just like, I fucked up. I'm gonna try not to fuck up again. Yeah. And that is the best I can do as a person.
Yeah.
Because I know who I am, and I don't expect you to think better of me.
Yeah.
Because I know how bad I fucked up. So I'm gonna just do my best to stop it from getting worse.
Yeah. I guess also, like, I also get the vibe from him that he is, like, not leaving them alone about it. I don't know, like, he says it a lot of times, and, like, Natsuo is just like, leave me alone, like, I don't want to talk to you. I mean, and I feel like he, like, just says that stuff, like, too much, and I'm with Natsuo. I'm like, stop. Like, but again, like, that's just, like, from what I've seen up to. I haven't seen all of it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think he brings it up a bunch early on, and then after that he's like, okay, I have to just...
I haven't got to the stopping point yet.
Yeah, at some point he's just like, no, we just need to move forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a while it's like, this is, no, I did a bad, and I recognize that, and I just want you to hear my apologies and my not an excuse, my explanation, and then we move on. And then,
I don't even like that, because it's like, I'm not, like, I don't have to listen to you at all.
Well, no.
Like, so.
But I mean, he doesn't, like, make them do anything. He's just like, this is where I stand. Here is my...
Okay.
I mean, this isn't a My Hero episode, but, like, so I'm not going to take much time on it. And I say this as not an Endeavor fan. Like, I do not like the man.
Okay.
I don't forgive him for what he's done either.
Yeah.
But I just think his
it's not like,
yeah, he's not, I don't think
wanting anything out of it.
No, I don't believe so. Okay. He knows how much he fucked that up.
Okay.
So well,
that's good at least, but I don't know. I like Miri's mom more than I like Endeavor for some reason. Maybe just because Endeavor's a man.
That, like she wasn't physically torturing Miri for like 12 fucking years or whatever. It's a very different scenario.
It is a very different situation.
Yeah.
Like, the mom was more, like, neglectful, I would say, and, like, emotionally not there very well, like, supportive.
And we also know that Miri, at least as far as, like, the way she talks about her mom is never, like, she never says anything that alarms us about how, like, until we meet the mom, we don't think there's anything, like, wrong with how she treated her, except that, like, Miri took a very long train ride into the city alone, and we're like, how'd you know where to go, kid?
Yeah.
But, like, beyond that, we don't, like, the way Miri talks about her mom, it's very loving, and she tells stories about the things they did together. They sang together. Her mom cooked her Hamburg steak.
Yeah.
And, like, we have lots of good stories. Like, they did
spend time together and bond, which is different from what Endeavor did. So that is very true, too.
So I think it's not quite as
comparable
bad as we think it was. Like, I feel like it was very good between them until maybe this new boyfriend.
Yeah,
and then things quickly deteriorated.
Yeah, probably.
And then things may have gotten particularly bad. And maybe, like, again, this is all completely guesswork and conjecture. It could be that the new boyfriend had beef with the kid, the father and the kid.
Yeah.
And so it just drove everything to a boiling point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
but it's definitely an interesting part of it, and it, like, is realistic in many ways, and it is good about, like, making the characters understand, like, how important the bonds are between them, and, like, no, like, I want to have this in my life, like, I want to have a kid, like, I'm gonna do everything I can to get this kid, which I like a lot because I prioritize, like, family over anything, so I like that.
Yeah, I love it. Like, Ray goes through this whole thing of, like, he's been trying to get away from the family business for a while, or at least distance from his dad.
Yeah.
And then, like, Miri leaves, and he's like, I mean, I might as well just go back. Like, what is there to keep me from going back? So he does go back, and it's when his dad's like, all right, great, come on back. You'll be my right hand. We'll teach you the business, like heading the business stuff. Unfortunately, though, we see that you still have ties to the outside world, so we're gonna kill Miri and Kazuki probably. Yeah. And he's like,
no.
So on second thought, actually, I'm leaving again, and I'm gonna go save them because fuck you.
Yeah, like, they didn't have to do that. Like, they fucked it up.
He's like, look, I came back, I left them.
Yep.
You don't have to do that. And he's like, but I'm pretty sure I do, because this is a weakness.
Yeah.
And so, Ray does that, and then takes out a good chunk of the security force at his dad's mansion, as well as shooting his dad in the arm.
Yeah.
I was really kind of disappointed he didn't kill his dad, but I understand that also would have just it would have like set the whole org against him,
and it would have been very traumatic for him to do that.
And then like Kazuki is now left alone,
and he's
out there, and he's all sad, and then he's like, well, I guess I'll just do the work. And then he gets a call from Ray like, hey, go save Miri now. And he's like, okay, guess I'm doing that instead. And guess the family's back together. Let's go. And then they go see Miri singing at the daycare Christmas party. So and it's so cute. And they're a family together.
So cute. And, like, I remember, like, when they rescue Miri, I don't remember which one of them says this, but one of them's, like, trying to convince the other one to like, come back and, like, be a family. Do you remember what it was?
I guess this would be at Q's safe house. Which part?
I think it was like they were I think it's Ray's trying to convince Kazuki like, no, like we can protect her, like we can be good dads. And Kazuki's just like very afraid that they're putting her in danger. And then like they go back inside, and then Kazuki's like, you have to do some of the laundry.
Yeah, he's like, bud, you can't only play video games with her. You gotta clean. You gotta do the dishes.
Yeah. You
gotta help with this and that.
And I just really like that of, like, giving in or, like, choosing it, but, like, having, like, not saying it directly, but, like, being very domestic about it.
Yeah. It's like, I will not do all the chores anymore. You gotta help out.
Yeah.
It's very cute, and it's
his choice of, like, I'm going to take on this risk because I care about them so much. Like, I'm making that choice.
It's so good. I love them both.
And it's a good thing for his character, too, because, like, after losing his wife, like, he was very much, like, avoidant of any risk or conflict, so it's nice that he feels like there's something to take on that risk for now.
Yeah. They're good dads.
Yeah.
And they raise her to be such a good person. She's, like... We see her on her first day of high school.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go, and they're just so proud of her.
Yeah.
And Ray makes her French toast.
The only thing he can cook.
The only thing he can cook. That and, like, chocolate Cheerio rice balls. Yeah. And it's just, they're so proud of her. And I'm so proud of her. And I'm so proud of them. And they get this silly little selfie, and Ray's smiles are still really wonky, but they're genuine, and that's what matters.
And they're a family.
They're a family.
I love it so much.
Me too. They're so sweet.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it again.
I think one of the reasons why I lean into the like QPR instead of like a romantic is that we do see Kazuki on multiple occasions but like
flirting
with multiple people, and then like at in the like high school scene
they're talking about like he was going out
with some ladies the night before, which I think is just like a fun little like, yeah, we're together, but also like, what if I just take the night? And he's like, yeah, babe, like whatever.
Yeah.
Which like I think works in that like Ray reads as very like, I don't know if it's even ace or if it's just in general sex averse.
Yeah.
So it would be fine if like, yeah, they're together in some form or fashion, and then like Kazuki goes out to like hang out with his girls sometimes, because like he has his friends, the ladies from the gambling hall.
Yeah, he does.
Who like know him by name, and they're like, oh my god, it's Kazuki. Hi bud, come hang with us, come lose all your money at the casino.
Yeah. He just goes out and has fun a little bit, but he always like Ray's the priority.
Oh, absolutely, always comes on to Ray.
Yeah.
Those girls are so funny to me because they see him at some point carrying a bag of groceries. They're like, we haven't seen you in so long. They're like, oh my god, do you have like a real lover now? Oh my god, like what a lucky girl. Like, oh my god, have fun. And he's just like,
thanks.
He's already like annoyed with them and with the like Ray and Miri.
Yeah. And
it's just like knowing that he's talking about like they're talking about like his partner and Miri, and they're just like, oh my god, you got a real lover. Like, oh my god, that's so sweet. And he's just like, I'm so mad that the house is dirty. Anyway.
So domestic. I love it.
It's really sweet. They're just like so happy for him.
Yeah, it's sweet. I like it a lot.
But it's just a really cute show.
It is. It's very nice.
It's sweet. There's like a couple of characters that you also kind of vaguely follow. There's like the one other hitman who works for Ray's dad, who like goes around and like collects people's last words.
Weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
He's like a full-on psychopath.
He's like, I kill people for curiosity, and I collect their last words.
Doesn't have any
notebook.
emotions. That's a psychopath.
I'm like, buddy, can you just stop talking, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not invested in you at all. Leave me alone.
Like, I don't care about what you got going on. Like, they end up killing him, and the way they do is great.
It's very funny.
It's great.
Like, that's not true. I am kind of, like, as you go, you're like, you're fun, you're interesting, but it's also just kind of like, but show me meaty again. But take me back to my little girl.
Yeah.
Because it's a unique take on, like, the psychopathic hitman or whatever. It's like, doing it just to collect last words is a fun take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like he's one end of the extreme, and then like Kazuki and Rei are in it because like that's what they were trained to do, or like that's the only thing they could do, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's not like they enjoy it, it's just like a job to them.
Yeah, it truly is just a job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, alright, let's do that, and I can like go get groceries now.
Yeah. So
it really is. They're like, damn, we don't have enough money to like get a new video game. Time to go kill a man.
Yeah. And Kazuki says multiple times, he's like, yeah, we had a horrible childhood and that kind of fucked us up, which is why we're now hitmen. Like, that's why we can just kill people, like.
Yeah,
but it's like they are not psychopaths, like, not at all.
It's just what you do.
Yeah, they just got some trauma that lets them do that, but.
Yeah. Ray didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, exactly.
What are he's doing now? Because he certainly doesn't cook at the restaurant. Do you think he manages the finance and stuff?
He probably, I don't know,
runs
honestly.
The books.
I don't know, maybe he has, like, a little side hobby of, like, creating something or streaming. Like, he could be a streamer.
E-boy.
Yeah, literally. I mean, how many streamers are parents? Like, that could be a thing.
God, that'd be really funny.
Yeah. But love this show, need to rewatch it again, it's so good.
Now I'm just picturing Ray like, hey chat, welcome back to Resident Evil. I don't remember where we were. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah. Like, oh, sorry chat, we're gonna have to end early today. I gotta go pick my daughter up from school.
My daughter is adorable. And I love her.
Yeah.
Anyway, goodbye, chat.
I feel like Miri would get him into streaming. Like, he wouldn't know how to do it.
He'd be so good. He'd just play Mario Kart, though, the whole time. That's the only game he streams.
That would be what he got famous on, and then he would do other stuff. Yeah.
Competitive Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Him and then occasionally Miri would come on, and then there would actually be a challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, that'd be so cute!
I know. I kind of want to write a fic about that.
Do
now.
it!
Fic idea to add to the list. Like.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Gosh. I have so many ideas to write and no energy to write them.
God, what a mood.
Yeah.
I just found out that like Rango Week for Skate on Twitter is like happening right now, and I was like, oh, I kind of have ideas for like 3 of these days, but I don't know if I have time to write them, so who's to say?
Right, exactly.
But
oh well.
Hayora.
Well, with that, my cat comes to say hello and we say goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for listening, and please let us know if you've seen this, if you love it as well, and like if you decide to watch it, what you think of it. Like, we would love to talk about it. And then if you want, like, join our Discord, it's only like $1, and talk about it with us on there.
Please come in and join us and share memes, because mostly it's just me and Rachel sending memes to each other. Let's be real.
Yeah, so we'd like other people to be
come share memes with us that we haven't seen before.
And yeah, but thank y'all for listening, and see you next time.
See ya.